Right, so this is part 4. We are doing the lift with the lift. I'm going to cover my face again with some more gel. And I am going to get my lift. Program 2 is already gone on. So again, I don't like to shorten the neck at all. So typically with the lift, I will just run the current up and down. And then I'm just going to hold on the jawline. And I'm going to hold for about 90, probably 90 seconds. Just kind of holding in this area. And I'm only going to really go just like we did with the gloves. But here I'm just holding because these are perfectly situated apart. So I don't need to do a lot here, which is really quite helpful. Kind of holding. Let's see if I can make a little bit of change in the noise. So when we hold, we're just giving the electrons time to kind of navigate through the impedance of the skin. And this is just super important because the more we can create that, then we can kind of create the electrons pathway, the more effective it becomes. So the more that you do microcurrent, the more the body is going to look forward to it. It's really only necessary, though, about every 3 days, about every 72 hours, to really begin to see the true results. And then after a while, if you're younger, you don't probably need to. If you're older, there's always, I would probably do it every 3 days, just, as much as you can if it's not a big deal. Now, we can generate ATP through LED. So sometimes it's nice to alternate LED on the off days. It just really depends what your anti-aging ritual is. So as that happened, I moved this right up to the center of the buccinator, and I'm just going to hold right in there. You feel like you need it wet, you can spray your skin, or I just like to dip mine in water too. And we're just kind of going right into those muscles, just kind of toning and bringing lots of blood and vibrancy, kind of reaching down to the mitochondria and the sarcomere of those muscle fibers. And this just kind of restores the volume and the plump to that muscle at hand. So it's just kind of creating more of a youthful density in the tissue versus just having it be flat. And when we go ahead and we release that fascia, that muscles lifts and those kind of restores to the natural positioning. And about 20 more seconds. We're going to lift right up in here. You may find with some of the denser tissue, if you're a little bit thicker down here, you may want to go higher and just lower it when you get to the forehead. Just kind of going. And I love the lift because it is just the perfect distance apart to really get that magnetic pull. We do get little tiny contractions in that muscle called action potentials. And we, plump up that tissue and create the need for the body to make more ATP. And we all know ATP, androgen triphosphate, is cellular energy. And that's so important. It's the one thing microcurrent does as an anti-aging tool than any other units. So many of the units on the market deplete. Microcurrent nourishes. And we really need to think in terms of nourishment and replenishment versus just constantly stripping the body of energy. And now we're going to go to the other side. I just love just how natural that looks, we just get that restoration. And I have a friend who recently got a neck lift, and the doctor was mesmerized by the quality of her skin and her tissue and her muscle tissue. And when he asked her what she did, and she said she does microcurrent regularly, he was like, keep doing it. And that was huge because I know, we all kind of in the back of our mind wonder, will I get a facelift one day? Or maybe I don't want a facelift. It's really, contingent upon your own aging plan. But just to know that you're not building up thermal heat, you're not building up any scarring, you're not melting any fat. All you're doing with microcurrent is replenishing and restoring and rejuvenating. And that's so important. We've got about 30 more seconds. We're just going to hold in this area. By this time, if you've done these videos, you must really feel just like an energy. It just feels so amazing. So we're going to go ahead and move up to that buccinator. I'm just kind of holding. Just love, love, love this. I'm going to kind of mist my face real quick and put this back on. Microcurrent is also great before a night out, especially if you have your own unit. It's great to go to a professional because she can just really, kick butt and release fascia and do a lot of stuff if she's taken the fascial release course and the facial contouring. But microcurrent to do at home before you have your makeup artist come over or before you put on your makeup is a game changer. Everything goes on differently. Just, everything just looks so youthful and toned and hydrated. It's so amazing. So I'm just right here in this area. This is where we get a lot of those kind of sidelines many times. We're just going to kind of hold in here. And I'm going to go ahead and stop. I'm going to move up now to the right to that cheekbone, kind of holding, kind of in that eye area, right on that zygomatic. So you're getting the zygomatic major and minor. Just kind of pinching right in there. If you're interested in doing microcurrent challenges, you can always go to my website, byjanemann.com. And I usually will post when the next challenge is. And it's really kind of a fun event. Many times they're recorded. We do it live and they're recorded for you and available for a certain amount of time. But if you really want to jumpstart your microcurrent usage, this is the way to do it. I know we've got one starting in November, and it is a great way to get acquainted with the unit, get acquainted with microcurrent, take a before picture, and it's a lot of fun with the community we build and doing something like that. And you can do this with, this special unit. You can do this also with your Pico toner if you have the existing lift, but microcurrent works if you work it. So let's go ahead and go right up into this area, and I'm just going to kind of hold it. You can see I have all four corners just neatly tucked right into this area. I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit higher and really just enjoying how that feels in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other eye. And, this is so good, especially, as we get older, this tissue gets thinner. And I know I'm kind of bringing up surgeries a lot, but a lot of times women don't think they're going to do something and then they decide to. And so if you've made microcurrent just as mainstay in your practice, you're always prepared. It's just always something you're ready for. Your tissue's always healthy, your circulation is there. You haven't done anything crazy. And eyes are just a really sensitive area because the skin is so thin. So we always want to have just ample circulation and collagen and elastin and kind of that tissue reactivity to just like snap back into place. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not just going to move the IMA on the forehead, kind of warming up all of this tissue. And then I'm going to come up, I'm going to go right at the crown. I'm going to hold each one for about 30 seconds. This is just kind of the finishing touches. We have lots of acupuncture points around the crown of the head. This is just a great way, if you have wet hair, you can really get it in there. You can even give yourself a scalp massage with that. And we're going to come in. The cords mixed up. Kind of going. So I hope you enjoyed these videos. I love being creative with microcurrent, making it simple, something that you can use consistently and every day. I'm passionate about fascia and microcurrent and the combination together. I feel that it really does hold the key to successful, healthy aging and looking your best no matter what age you are. So that concludes today's lifting with the new Pico Toner 2 and the Lift by Jane Nan combo. It's a limited edition. If you like it, tell your friends. It's only available for a limited time. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Tony. Reach out to me at byjnan@gmail.com. And I answer everything personally and sometimes try to do a video call with you as well. Take care.